morning. Today I am going to do a smart vinyl project with my Cricut Joy, and I am going to upcycle an old glass jar and turn it into a personalized vase for a friend's birthday. If you're new here, make sure you like this video so that you can find it again and hit that subscribe button. Let's get started. What I'm going to do is we are going to jump into Design Space. If you haven't already, start a new project. Also, you can go to your settings and choose your preferred units that you prefer to work in and whether you want a grid or not. Now, I'm going to go to Images. Now, you can see some of them have a price. If you have Cricut Access, anything with the little A is included, but something like this doesn't have an A on it, so you would still be charged a price when you click Make It later on. So to avoid that, I'm going to go to the ownership filter and I'm going to select Purchase. And I'm going to go to the free filter and select free. This way I know whatever I choose out of these filters is not going to charge me. So I'm going to do a monogram letter. So I'm going to search for the letter W and let's see if there's anything there. These look good. I wonder if there are different letters for it. Oh, I wonder if this is free for today or a free project in general. But either way, just keep in mind when you're using the free version of Design Space, what is free for you to press Make It today might not be free to press Make It on tomorrow. So it's not just about what I'm doing, it's about the techniques as well. So here I've got the lovely letter W and I'm going to add it to canvas. Now I'm going to jump back over to my camera and I'm going to check with the ruler what I need to do. So I'm going to jump to the camera and I've got a ruler. I am a metrics person, so if you want to do this in inches, go right ahead. So from here, this looks to me like a 6.5 centimeters, and then the maximum's taller than that, which is 7. Lovely. Okay, so we'll jump back into Design Space. Let's get working with those measurements. So I think 6.25 will be good for a width. Perfect. Now, this could be all you do. Press Make It, align it onto your smart vinyl, and go for it. I'm into a few vinyl saving tips, but I try and pair my vinyl saving tips with also convenience. It does vary a little bit and it's up to you. So I'm going to go to offset. I believe this feature is only available on PCs and Macs. So I'm going to go with 0.2. On the assumption that we don't want to make 2-layered vinyl, which we can do as well, it's a different project. What I'm trying to do is trying to do some vinyl saving. So what I am going to do here is I'm going to take these two and I'm going to slice them. Now the slice tool only works 2 layers at a time. Okay, so now I'm going to turn off these layers. When we go to cut our vinyl, we'll have a cut around the outside so we don't have to worry about doing it ourselves. Bonus. If I press Make It without matte, you'll see how much vinyl off to the side we are wasting. So it's up to you if you want to put something in this spot. Now I know you waste a little bit of the top up here and then you can use those on a mat and then use your scraps that way. I usually don't cut the bottom off my smart vinyl. That way I only waste the top bit, not the bottom bit. But we will be wasting this side bit here. I'm going to go back into Design Space. I'm going to put something in there and then I'm going to press continue. Okay, so vinyl saving tips here. So what we need to do is I need to zoom in a bit. And we know the height of this is this lovely number here. So we're going to go to shapes. We're going to add a square. We're going to unlock that square. We're going to make the height the same number as we just said. And the width, we're going to make the 11.43 centimeters. We're going to change the color to something that we can clearly see. And we're going to make our position 0, 0. We're also going to slip it behind our initial cut result. And we're also going to make sure that that position is 0, 0. This is the space here, this green section, that we want to fill to save our vinyl. So I'm just going to go to Images. I'm going to like this one. I'm going to splice out the bottom. So I'm going to go with, now I'm going to go to Square. I'm going to rotate that square. And I'm going to slice out that leaf. So I'm going to grab the square layer and the tulip layer, and I am going to slice. Now you can only do 2 layers at a time with the slice feature. I'm treating this as an extra, so just something to say vinyl. Now from here I'm going to repeat that same offset process. So I'm going to create an offset, I'm going to make it a bit smaller than that. Then I'm going to go and grab these 2 layers again, that slice tool. I'm also going to select it in the same material color because I'm going to position this at 0. I am going to see how tall I can make it while staying within the bounds of, and I'm going to make sure that it's inside that green line. I don't need this square to cut, so I'm going to turn it off. And now I'm going to grab these 2 layers and hit attach, and now I'm going to press make it. And see how now they're side by side, and I'm going to select without a mat. And now we are wasting the least amount of vinyl possible. We are going to double cut our sticker. This one here is a bit too intricate. We're still going to use that offset, but unlikely that we'll be able to save that offset. And now we can press continue. Now it's asking to connect to my Cricut Joy. And while we are doing that, I'm just going to flick to my other screen. Perfect. Okay, so from here I am going to use a Smart Permanent Vinyl. Should be one of my favorites. So far the default pressure is working for me. Now I just need to come over across and set everything up. I have my blade in there, got my Smart Vinyl, and I said I don't like to cut the rest off. And then the very important step of pressing finish. If you don't complete this step, sometimes your machine will disconnect from your computer. And then you'll have to go through a whole process of resetting it. Press finish. And then we can close out our project. Now there are other vinyls out there, I just haven't actually had a chance to test them. I was gifted this vinyl from my family. So now I'm going to cut the vinyl off the roll, trying to minimize the amount of wastage on my vinyl roll. Roll that back up. And we'll still have a bit of wastage. Now the next goal will be to cut around. If you want to cut around your design, and then you can save your wastage. You just pop that on a mat. Using the outer offset of the intricate design as a guide, we are going to cut this into 2 separate vinyl pieces so that we've got our 2 designs separate. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the outside of the offset, and then we are going to slowly remove the outer offset because this one is going to be too intricate to save the offset. Then we're going to weed all of the intricate pieces. Next, we are going to apply the transfer tape. We don't want our transfer tape too sticky. I am just using Clear Contact from a budget store here in Australia called Kmart. I think they only have it around back to school time. Now, before we go any further, I want to check my image. So I'm going to grab up the image before we sliced it out and check it against my version on my screen. Now we're going to make sure we have alcohol wipe our glass jar and let it air dry, and then we are ready to apply our vinyl using our transfer tape and our tools to remove all the bubbles. So I'm just going to line this up. I am going to then remove the backing on the transfer tape, reline it up again using the guides, whatever landmarks I use to line this up, and then I'm going to use my scraping tool to wipe out all the bubbles. Then I'm going to let this cure for 2 days, and then it's ready to go. So method number 2, we are going to keep both the offset and the original vinyl that we designed. So we're going to keep both of these. Now I'm going to reserve this outer offset for a separate project. What it would be perfect for is like something like the card or the envelope that's going with the gift. Or you can just use it for whatever you want. This is the beauty of crafting. So the first thing we're going to do is remove that outside of the offset. So now left on our sticker sheet is the offset and the actual vinyls that we would like to apply to this glass jar on the other side. Now you can choose which way you do this. I am going to transfer the offset to transfer paper first, then I am going to transfer the image. So I'm going to use 2 sheets of transfer paper because I am going to reserve this offset for another project later date. I don't actually know what I'm going to keep this offset for in this case. Many times I use it for the envelope on the card for the gift. This time we are going to transfer the image to the transfer paper and then get ready to transfer it to our jar. Apply it to the jar that was previously cleaned with an alcohol wipe. Use your tools to scrape all those bubbles out and then follow the instructions on your vinyl as to how long you need to let it to cure before you can start using the jar. And that's it. It's all ready to be wrapped up and gifted. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see what you've done.
If you liked the video today, please go ahead and give this video a huge thumbs up for me. If it is the first time you're watching me, make sure it is not the last. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you are amongst the first to know when I release a new video. Thanks for watching.